Breaking news. Good news for obedience. Peter Obi takes Tinubu by surprise. So dangerous exhibits he uncovers at tribunal. Welcome to today's news. But please do well to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates. To the details, please listen carefully to the end. At the restart of the hearing of his lawsuits against Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Peter Obi, the candidate for the Labour Party (LP) in the 2023 presidential election, shared and submitted 188 new evidence. According to the news, Tinubu was proclaimed the victor of the presidential election on February 25 by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The APC candidate's eligibility was contested in court, and allegations of election fraud were made by Obi and other party candidates. Obi presented 188 more exhibits against Tinubu in court on Tuesday in an effort to support his claims of fraud in the administration of the elections on February 25. The exhibits tendered at the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC) today are said to contain mainly results sheets and reports used by INEC during the election and were equally admitted as exhibits to be used to determine the legality or otherwise of Tinubu's return as the president. Peter Obi, through a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, Peter Afoba, tendered forms EC40GPU, EC40G1, and reports prepared by the electoral body after the election. A breakdown of the exhibits presented by Obi showed that 45 EC40GPU forms were tendered in 10 local government areas of Niger State, 23 in 7 local government areas of Osun, 17 in 3 local government areas of Edo State, and 50 forms in 5 local government areas of Sokoto were tendered. Additionally, Obi submitted 15 EC40G forms in 8 LGAs of Osun State, 12 forms in 12 LGAs of Edo, 15 forms in 4 LGAs of Sokoto, and 9 forms in 2 LGAs of Sokoto. And 9 EC40G1 forms in 2 LGAs of Sokoto. The presidential candidate for the Labour Party also submitted 5 reports on the conduct of the election in Niger State and 8 in Edo to support his claims of irregularities during the poll. Despite INEC, Tinubu, Kashim Shettima, and the All Progressives Congress (APC) contesting the evidence, the court's presiding justice, Haruna Simon Semane, allowed them to be used as exhibits. Peter Obi also presented INEC Results Viewing (IREV) reports during the proceedings on Tuesday for 21 local government areas in Adamawa State, 20 in Ogun State, 16 in Ekiti State, 19 in Rivers State, and 25 in Akwa Ibom State. Meanwhile, the court has shifted further hearings in the petition to June 14. The presidential election results that have been contended in court by the Labour Party presidential candidates and the People's Democratic Party presidential candidates, Peter Obi and Atiku respectively. Now, for the Labour Party, it came with 188 additional exhibits. He's fighting vigorously to make sure that he reclaims his mandates. And this exhibit is in an effort to substantiate his claims of irregularities in the administration of the February 25th presidential election. And he has opposed the declaration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the election. Now, these exhibits, which primarily consisted of the result sheets and the reports that were used by INEC during the election. These things were presented to the Presidential Election Petition Courts and they were accepted as exhibits. And these are to be used to determine whether Tinubu's re-election as president was lawful or not. So they were able to cover some areas, some states that are seen that the states were rigged and mad for the presidential candidate of the APC. Now, these states were like Eshokoto, Niger, Oshun, Edo, Ekiti. We have other states like Ogun State, River State, Akwa Ibom, Adamawa State. So, this, the Labour Party presidential candidate, is so determined, and this is to oppose the admission of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidates and the vice presidential candidates. Now, Peter Obi filed the petition against the APC, INEC, Tinubu, Kashim Shettima. And in the news, you will see that we listed the different local government areas of where they got all these forms from. Why do INEC have to do this? This election was tagged one of it was tagged the worst presidential election in Nigeria. That is why the opposition parties still continue with their petitions even after the pardon after the APC presidential candidate has been sworn in and inaugurated because they believe that this election was rigged. So now this is a good news for the Labour Party. 188 exhibits. That's a big number that can be used against Bola Tinubu. We have come to the end of the news. What's your view to this? Please share your view in the comment section. Thank you for listening to the end.